Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question of the night: Can Esme Prince be? Is it possible for Esme Prince to be redeemed? Is it possible for this character to be to have redemption? I personally think, yeah. I mean, other characters have done some really bad things, has done worse things than Esme. So I totally think it's possible. I totally think it's possible. Time will tell, and I think fans will tell if it's possible for her to be redeemed. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on Esme's redemption. What's good, Amy? Thank you for joining. What's good, Monique? What's good, Shauna? Thank you for joining. Mel, how you doing tonight? Mel, I also watched YNR for tomorrow. I know that usually when you write a set you always sit there and talk about how you've seen tomorrow's episode of YNR. So I was like, yep. For once, I actually not just watched all the episodes of today of all four, but also watched tomorrow's episode as well, which I'm very happy about. What's good, Kyrie's? Thank you for joining. Kyrie's Clark is in the chat. What's good, Denise? How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. So, like always, we sit there and talk about all the soaps. I want to sit there and wait a little bit to do my first poll. Going to be switching up random between what I polls I want to put up and what people think I should put up. What's good, Nikisha? Nikisha, when I actually put that up, I was sitting there thinking about you because I wanted to know what your answer was going to be. What's good, Jonathan? Shauna said, I don't care about Esme amnesia. She did what she did. Yep. No, like I said, I knew you were gonna say that. That's all I was meant to tell me I watched this. But I don't even remember. I'm not gonna lie. Phyllis. We're gonna have to talk about Phyllis and her messiness. Monique said been watching Snowfall and BMF. What's BMF? Kyrie, Kyrie says the Young and Reckless was good today. What happened in today's episode of Young and Restless? This is what happens when I watch episodes the night before. I generally tend to forget about the episodes. What's good, Latasha? Thank you for joining, Latasha. Darby's in the chat. Was good, Darby? And Jonathan, I said Jonathan. What's up? Jonathan, did you watch A Million Little Things yesterday? And if so, what did you think of it? Oh, thank you, Caris. Yes, yo, thank you, Caris. Yo, Devon was so out of pocket in that conversation today. I was like, bro, are you serious? He actually had the nerve to sit there and say Lily is taking this personal, when all Devon has been doing so far with this company since this whole merger thing is take it personal. As much as I like Devon, he was so wrong in this whole thing. What's good, Makai? Nikisha says Esme has to pay for her crimes, be silently remorseful, and suffer some more. To be redemption, you have to do more good to outweigh the bad. She hasn't done anything good yet. Hmm. But do you think it's well? Okay, well after she does all of that, do you think it's possible that she can be redeemed, Nikisha? And what's good, Shakira? Thank you for joining. Oh yeah, yeah, Sean. I was like, yo. Oh, what's good, CW? Thank you for joining. Um, sorry I didn't see you in the chat when you first got up here, but what's good, CW? Audrey, every word. Here's the thing about Audrey. Whenever she talks with somebody like Elena or somebody else, does anyone else just feel so uncomfortable? Like the conversation she was having with Elena, it felt so uncomfortable. I was like, why are you sitting there trying to stab your boy in the back who actually gave you a job in this place in the first place? Oh, okay. All right, Jonathan, because we'll say it's when. Oh, Chicago PD. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, Nikisha. I was just wondering if it was possible. Okay. If you thought it was possible. Yeah. What's good, CW? What's good, Shakira? What's good, Karen? Latasha said, I hate to say it, but Devon and Abby are growing on me. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't like them together. I don't really know why. You know, Laura B is in the chat. Laura B says, I agree. Redeeming Esme as possible if they do work towards it. Janet is in the chat. What's good, Janet? Okay. I was very curious on your take, Nikisha, and everyone else's take as well. Ooh, okay, yo, Janet, be careful. Um, I don't think I actually have to tell you to be careful because you've been doing this for a hot minute, but that's actually do like you. Definitely be careful. Mel says Audra's going to be the one. Then Ice, we're trying to get Lena jealous of Nate and Victoria. Hmm. So Mel, you think that Audra wants Nate for herself? Because every time now Denise says Victoria is wanting her some Nate. Yeah, oh yeah, that's definitely obvious. Nate was like, "Hey, listen, you're cool. I like you and everything like that, but I really love my girl though, so this is going to be a no go." Yes. Oh yeah, that's very true. Because Victoria was like, "Yo, listen. I mean, we cool, but you got a job to do now, and I want it done like yesterday." What's good, Victoria? Now Shauna says Nick's too damn low. I don't understand how is okay for the YNR fans. Please tell me how is Nick actually the bad one in this situation? When once again Adam shows up to Sally's place uninvited. If anyone is actually going to be the bad one or whatever, and maybe because I watched tomorrow's episode, I'm going to sit there and say it was Sally. Sally was having headaches and she was worried. So the first person that she calls was Nick, not Adam, the baby's father. No, 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 no. She decides to call Nick Newman. So just tell me, how is Nick actually the bad one in the situation? Darby says, yes, I believe it's possible, but not for a couple of years of hard work and doing good deeds and making friendships. Yeah, no, that's very true, Darby. But you gotta sit there and look at, yeah, Johnson, it was underwhelming. You gotta sit there and look at the people who do bad, and they don't. And a lot of times, a lot of people are just kind of over the stuff that Carly did. People are cool with Carly. People are cool with Nina. Nina has done some dirt. Carly has done some dirt. So, as far as this whole work towards redemption thing, I mean, not to sit there and play or whatever, but like, those same stipulations weren't applied to Nina and Carly and people like them. So why is it not possible to sit there and give that same love to Esme? Seriously, why is it not possible for that? But yeah, no, Jonathan, it was. Makai's in the chat. What's good, Makai? Oh, I want to read this. Why is that, Nikisha? Why is what Esme did went too far versus Carly and Nina? I really want to hear. I want to hear why. Harry says Nick is the bad one. Adam went out of his way to be there for him when Nick killed Ashley. Instead of being truly grateful, he just immediately started screwing Sally. I don't. I don't. Okay, I don't think it really went down like that, but okay. Um, Shauna says Adam asked her to go to her appointment where. Yeah, but Shauna, here's the thing though. You're getting okay, but what about Sally? Sally was. I mean, it seems like people are getting more upset with Nick than Sally for the way that Sally has been acting and treating um Adam. Sally treats Adam like Sally has been treating Adam like garbage to some extent, and to some extent, Adam has just went too far. But yet somehow Nick is still is Nick is still everyone's problem. Like people still have problems with Nick. I don't get that. Karen says if you didn't see GA say don't worry. Yeah, you didn't. You didn't. John Johnson says you should definitely check out the primetime soap telenovela Desire. I think you should enjoy. Desire. Hmm. You know, John, it's funny too because I actually do have Amazon. I'll take a look at it. Valerie's in the chat. Was good, Valerie? Yeah, no, Jonathan, I'm gonna take a look at it since I actually do have Amazon for right now. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, Karen, I think she could be redeemed too, though. Now, Victoria says if they make Molly pregnant, then they better show her character more. In case Albert, do you really believe that what Esme did is compared to what Nina and Carly did? Trina could have died from. No, I'm not. I'm not. Okay, well, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you a question, Nikisha, and I want you to. Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah, okay. Well, I know. Okay, so it's on two. All right, I'm gonna have to look that up because I thought it was on Amazon, so I'll check it out though. What's good, Lauren? Let me ask you a question, and this isn't like being shady or anything like that, but because I've seen some of your comments before when it comes towards Trina, and given the fact that you are a mother, um, let me ask you a question. I really hate to put you on the spot. And you may answer the same way, you may not, but I have to ask you because some of your answers have been towards the fact that you are a mother. If Trina was white, would you still feel that way? And this goes for anyone. Would you still feel that way as far as what Esme did to Trina? Yeah, but thank you, Valerie. As far as what Esme did to Trina, if Trina was white, would you still feel that way about um about Esme? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, Sierra's in the chat. What's good, Sierra? Uh, Sierra, I would sit there and say maybe a four, maybe a five if I'm being generous, Sierra. What's good, Solomon? You damn right, Makai. You damn right. Renee Thompson is in the chat. What's good, Renee? What's good, Solomon? All right, so let me do my first poll. I don't know. I love when it just goes right there. Okay. Hey, Valley. Okay. No, you have a good point. You have a good point. But my whole thing is like Carly came in a courtroom and shot Tony in the head, and Nina stole Ava's baby right from her. I'm not saying. Here's the thing. I'm not saying what Esme did was right. Okay. I'm not saying what she did was right. I'm just saying that I've seen a lot of other people did some really bad and terrible things, and yet people still like them. No, no, I was very curious, Nikisha. And the reason why it was good, Jessica. The reason why I asked that is because I was the reason why no 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 the reason why I asked that, and this wasn't meant to like offend you or anything like that, but the reason why I'm asking that is because I remember I asked a question a long time ago. No, no. Here's the thing, Nikisha. I'm not saying that it's. Listen, what Esme did was wrong, point blank, and point blank. Period. All I'm saying is other people have done some bad things too. Okay, and although it doesn't make it right, I've seen people. I've seen people do some really bad things in that show, and yet people still like those characters. So I guess I'm just not there wondering why isn't Esme getting that same consideration. And what's good, just what's good, Trav? Trav says Esme tried to kill this guy. Is so burning cell phones. Oh yeah. The reason why I asked that, and maybe it wasn't you that actually answered. Maybe somebody else that answered. But I asked one time was I think I asked was Esme what Esme did to Trina, was it racist, or the comment that she said was it racist? Karen says Alexis and George have no, Nikisha. You know, I should tell you the truth. Hmm. I don't remember if it was you that actually said this, so I could be wrong. I apologize if I did, but I think I said so. It was something that Esme said to um. It was something that Esme said to Trina. Something about a temper, saying that she had a temper, and I think I asked somebody was what she said and what she was doing was it racist? No, I don't think that's what it was. Something I can't exactly remember what it was, but oh, that's what it was. It was the bullying thing. The fact that Esme targeted Trina because Esme was coming at Josh. She was coming at everyone, and she came at Trina. And I think I said, was it something along like was it racist or something? And and I could be wrong, and it may not have been you that said it, but somebody said yes because Trina was black and Esme was right. Esme was white. And they said because of that, it was racist. And I was like, so if Trina was white, then it wouldn't be racist. And that person was like, no. So I don't know if it was you that said it or somebody else. If you didn't say it, my bad. But CW says, why did he keep pushing us with it? You know, honestly, tell you the truth, CW, I mean, does anyone actually like those two together though? Like, does anyone actually like Mel? I mean, does anyone actually like Gregory and Alexis together? Because I didn't understand this whole scene about why she kept trying to push, do this whole push about getting him hired. I really didn't get it. And Monique says if Trina did what Esme did, this would be a whole different conversation. Yeah, no, Valley. I mean, Victoria. Yeah, and that's very true, Monique. Hmm. Well, I don't know. I don't know, Jessica. I just, hmm. Honestly, to tell you the truth, Jessica, I think I was asking a question, and because I didn't really have all my facts straight, because I remember having conversations with her, but there was things that I was actually just missing. Okay, all right, yeah, no, my bad, Nikisha, my bad. I think because you said I don't remember exactly what you said. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna drop it. Because I feel like I'm just kind of digging myself in a deeper hole. So no, 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 you're right, you're right, you're right, Nikisha, you're right, you're right. So my bad. Sean, I don't know if you. Okay, yeah, I think this whole question. Yeah, no, Jessica, that's what I said. That's what I said, but I don't know. I think somebody said something, and I'm just kind of bouncing off of what that person said, and so anyway, uh, anyway, listen, chat, my bad. I did not need to sit there. I mean, I didn't mean to sit there and bring up the whole race thing and make people feel uncomfortable. That's never really my intentions. So sorry, Nikisha, and anyone else who, you know, like I offended and stuff. Shauna says, why did Audrey hurt Elena for fun? It's funny, Shauna. I feel like when Mel was Smith, they said, here's the thing. I feel like Audrey wants Nate for herself. I feel like she wants Nate for herself. Um, and maybe she's trying to use Elena to make that happen somehow. What's good, Tracy Steve? Thank you for joining. Larby says, I like to add that redemption should be to take responsibility for what she did and some sort of time to provide. She intends to be a better person, to be a better person. Yeah, I guess. I mean, in all reality, you are right. And everyone that was sent there talking about redemption is definitely right about that. I don't know. Maybe I feel like some people just kind of just skip the line as far as like redemption is concerned. But yeah, yeah, yeah. But Jessica, it also depends on what they did though too. You know, Monique says Audrey wanted to open Elena's eyes to what's been going on between Nate and Victoria. Put those ideas in her head, and that Nate and Victoria could be more than coworkers. So Monique, you think that she's trying to help Elena in some sort of way? Like you think that she's trying to just Tracy says we have conversations on this channel respectively. That's why we come back. No, thank you, Tracy. Thank you. But here's the thing. I felt like maybe I was. I don't know. I don't know. I felt like I probably went a little bit too far with it. A little bit. Well, not a little bit. I just felt like I went too far, and I just kept digging myself in a hole and just making it worse. And it's I don't know. I think because the conversations I had before, and I didn't really have my facts straight on those conversations. And what's good, Eagle Fang? Because I didn't have my facts straight on those conversations, I kind of just said something that was just out of pocket. So please forgive me for that. I says I knew that Gwen was going to get her heart broken. Yeah, honestly, tell you the truth, Mel, I don't even feel bad for Gwen now because Xander has been telling her from jump that he's not ready to move on. I mean, I thought it was just kind of comical that she just busted in this man's room and started demanding, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, boo, are you kidding me? Draft 3 says, yeah, Esme has to acknowledge her doing. She completely saying, I didn't do it. Even the new Esme keeps saying the same thing. You don't believe I did those things. Hmm. Yeah, that's true. Laura B says, I'm over Brooklyn and Chase as well. Honestly, to tell you the truth, Laura B, I think a lot. Here's the thing, Laura B. The sad thing about Brooklyn and Chase is that it took them too long to get them together, and then people didn't care. And the way that they broke up so fast, it was like, why even bother to put them like that? Why even bother to put them together like that in the first place if that was what they were gonna do? I mean, well, no, you are a better person than me. You are a better person than me. Um, I mean, granted, it's a very noble and nice and sweet gesture that she did, but um, he didn't ask her to do that. You know, like that's putting pressure on him that he didn't ask. Now Darby says they should bring back Julian Drum. They should bring Julian Drum back from the dead so Alexa can be have a good storyline. Hmm. Yeah, Darby. I'm sorry, Deborah. Um, I didn't really like Gregory from day one. Ron is in the chat. Ron says, "See what I said before. Nate is really sick. I don't know why these women." Well, Ron. Here's the thing, though, Ron. They choose to be with him. They choose to be with him. They know his history, and they choose to be with him. So, unfortunately, Ron, you can't put that all on Nate. You know, you can't. Yeah, Larby, it did. Now, Monique said Adam has been redeemed many times on Why Not, but the writers make him to turn back to old Adam. You know what, Monique? It's funny too, because that's the same thing I feel about um Thomas on Why Not. Karen says that's so true about Chase and BLQ. Yeah, it just it. And you can see it. You can see it. You can see how just people just don't really care anymore. All right. I think I'm gonna sit there and end the poll. Darby. Oh, I've been calling you Depp. Really? Okay. I'm sorry, Darby. I don't know why. Seriously, I've been calling you Deborah for 2 days. I am so sorry. Now, Johnson's, you say B&B. What about B&B? Oh, you mean like a poll question or Anna's in the chat? What's good, Anna? Anna from Australia. Oh, wow. You're in Australia. Nice. Now, Lauren says, I am avoiding days for the most obvious reason, but has John Innocent. No, Lauren, not yet. Somebody, yeah, I think Dolly, when he commented, he said it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a while because they do their stuff in advance. So it's going to be a minute. Monique said, just listen to Steve and Brad podcast. Steve announced Harrison. Oh, nice. It's funny, Monique. I want you to tell me, but at the same time, I don't want other people to be spoiled. Nate needs to man up, but I don't think he's going to do that. Well, I mean, Ron, why would he man up if people are going to sit there and enable him? Oh, my bad, Jonathan. Yeah. Oh, I did. Wow. Um. Thank you for letting me know, John. I could have swore I said from B&B, but yeah. But yeah, that's exactly what they do with Thomas though on B&B. It's the same thing they do with Adam on Y&R, as far as not really giving him a true, or even when he's about to turn the corner, they bring him right back. Yeah, Shawnee, honestly, to tell you the truth, they've been doing that for like a couple of days now. Liam will come in. Well, and Shawnee also, Hope has been doing nothing but whining now too. Hope has been doing nothing but whining and crying and everything like that about like 2 or 3 days now, and it's gotten to a point where it's just been annoying to watch. Darby says Gwen was being treated like crap by Jack and his family, so what was she sacrificing? Well, I mean, his dad, her dad did give him another chance, did give her another chance, um, to let her back in his life, give her a job, give her a place to stay. So, it wasn't, and and in all reality, Darby, and it's not if I actually called you, what you call it, Deborah, but sorry for calling you Deborah, but my whole thing is like when Gwen first came to town, she really put them through the ringer. I mean, my point is though, she knew exactly what time it was. She knew exactly what time it was. When she got with Xander. So I'm just like, why are you still sitting up there like? Well, I mean, yeah, Mel, and on a on a surface level, it is just hilarious to watch. Oh, Tyrese is I know. Have a good night, Tyrese. Thank you for joining. Freddie is in the chat. What's good, Freddie? And Monique says, I wouldn't mind if at this point Adam and Phyllis teamed up. Monique, Phyllis is a mess. And I'll actually tell you the truth, I'm surprised that Lauren and Michael Baldwin actually just stood there and took all that crap that was coming out of Phyllis's mouth. What's good, Joy? Thank you for joining. Hope is so about Douglas. What about the child she had? I totally forgot about that, Joy. Well, I mean, I didn't forget about that, but I'm just like, you have a very good point. I think that's another reason why people are so upset now at home. Rachel's in the chat, and Britt from GH was on season 3 of Mac. Really? Rachel, how is that show Mac and PI? See, I'm an 80s kid, so like for me, it's Tom Selleck with the mustache. I'm not. And who do they make Higgins? Some blonde chick? Higgins? Higgins is some blonde chick now? Is that what's going on with that show, Rachel? Higgins is some blonde chick? Yeah, I didn't even, it's so bad. I didn't even see Kyrie's headed out. Have a good night, Kyrie's. Thank you, Laura B. Thank you so much. Yeah, hit the like button if you are enjoying the stream. We got 41 people in the chat. We got um we got 14 likes. So it does really help. It does. It really does help. That's true, Darby. That's true. And again, I'm sorry I called you Deborah. Yeah, we got 41 people in the chat. We got 14 likes. So if you are enjoying the stream, hit the like button. It really does help out. Richard said it's good fun, and yeah, Higgins is a girl. Oh, yeah, Higgins is a blonde woman. I'm not gonna lie. When I read that on a magazine post, and somebody was like, "Oh, that kiss between so and so and Higgins," what are you gonna do next? And I'm just like, I sat there and I looked at that picture. I was like, so they just they just decided to make Higgins from the mustache guy to this blonde hot chick. Okay, all right, sure, that makes sense. Yes, Freddie, I said the same thing. It's funny too. I actually put that in my thumbnail. as far as a possibility. Yeah, Karen, I'm not. I mean, yeah, I'm old school as well. Don't get me wrong. I'll give something a chance, but certain things just look. And yeah, the whole Winchester's thing. Karen, with Winchester's, I watched that show for 15 something years. I'm good. I don't need them to sit there and go back in time and do that again. No, I mean that's true, Rachel. That's true. It's just it was one of those things I just looked at it more like it's not gonna decide. It's not gonna make me decide if you want to watch it or not want to watch it. I just thought it was funny. That's all. And that's true, Rachel. Don't get me wrong. If it's a good show or a good movie, I'll watch a reboot. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. Thank you. My God, thank you. What's good, Big Nate? Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anna. I really appreciate that. Deborah says Gwen needs to move on from Xana. She will always be. Yeah, yeah. I 100% agree with that. Well, let me read. Now, Victoria says, question: does anyone want to see Dante and Sam have a baby? Now, Laura says, Rachel, please don't be that person. Not everything has to be woke. Victoria, hell no. Hell no. What does that mean? I don't understand that. Joy says, since it isn't going to be Alex who will. Joy, I was going to sit there and say Philip. Philip is a Kyriakis. Gloria is in the chat. What's good, Gloria? Blackmon is in the chat. What's good, Blackmon? Thank you for joining. That's very true, Nate. That's very true. Now, Victoria says, hell to the no. Dante and Sam having a baby. I asked the whole chat. Okay. Yeah, that's true, Nate. That's what they start to do with Nell. They start to try to make her um good again, and then he was like, nope, we're not gonna do that. I did not know that, Solomon. Yeah, right. I feel like that's what they're gonna put in charge, or that's just my guess. I'm doing good, Blackmon. I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. I mean, you know what it is? I feel kind of bad right now because I really felt like I put my foot in my mouth um, when I brought up the whole race thing. And I really did not mean to make Nikisha feel targeted or to make anyone feel uncomfortable about that. So, again, I apologize for that. Mr. Beerfax, when Sheila faked her death, how was she able to get a wig, a face mask, glasses, change of clothes, shoes, etc.? Yeah, apparently she has all this money that she was there trying to lord over Deacon's head. And by the way, what's good, Mr. Bearfax? See, hitting the like button really does help. AJ's in the chat. What's good, AJ? Someone says, Abba, do you think Jack and Diane should try for a baby? No. No, 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 they should not. Anna says, at some point, Esme will regain her memory and we'll see how the writers go. Yeah, we will see. But yeah, no, I still feel a little kind of off and a little kind of bad. Um, and for the most part, I've been trying not to let it bother me that I made her feel uncomfortable. But it's yeah, it's still bothering me. Now, Nick says, I saw that BS are trying to not with Sam and Dante today. Honestly, we do not need any more baby storylines and social lessons necessary. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna actually do with that. Now, Denise said, I think I'm starting to like Robert and Diane together. I mean, I just wish they would actually, I felt like today's scene with them just proved it was no point, you know? It was really no point I was about to sit there and say, Freddie, there's no point of Robert and Diane being in this episode at all. Monique says, let's say if Dante and Sam had a baby, what would that make Christina and Molly to the baby? Oh my God. I don't even want to think about that. That seems like some Jerry Springer stuff right there. Rachel says, Sam, pregnant, history is not good. That's very true. Chris, Krista is in the chat. What's good, Krista? Krista says, Molly, pregnant, not going to want the baby. TJ will say this will cause a. Yeah, that'll be interesting now. I mean, Laura B, I want to see where it goes too. I just don't want them to have scenes where it's just they're just there for there. Now, AJ said she did a revenge tape on Josh and Cam. She framed a yeah. See, that's AJ. I will sit there and say this. I'm not even gonna go there on that. I still felt like I put my foot in my mouth with that whole thing. And yeah, it's but see that's the thing though, Jessica. It's interesting because I always sit there and say I'm like, a lot of times when I do my reviews, I'm like, this episode is really not good. This episode is that good. And then people will sit there and be like, oh, well, it's supposed to be a slow burn. Not every episode is going to be good. And I'm just like, again, when did average become the new normal? Mr. Fairfax says I'm waiting on a storyline where Sheila gets pregnant and don't know who is the. Mr. Fairfax, you're not the first. I think Ron has said that too. I think Ron in the chat has actually said the same thing now too. AJ says that Esme was an sociopath, I would ship her and Cam. I didn't watch today's episode yet because I've been so busy taking care of my mother and school. Well, I'm glad you was able to come to the chat, AJ. Darby says broken people get together. Krista says Esme's only addiction is permanent amnesia and or prison time with complete, sincere regrets. Laura says the whole Abbott family would be shocked when they see that 75-year-old Tracy is not complete, is not only pregnant, but is having a little. Okay. Um, Freddie says, don't get me wrong, babies are a gift from God, but only General Hospital bring babies on screen every single year. Slow down, writers. There's too many on the show already. Ron says, yes, I read that, but the writers won't give. Yeah, exactly. I was just not there. I was just mentioning you. I was just mentioning you, Ron. Shauna says, how can Deacon gonna have Sheila at the opening? Yeah, I'm not even. I don't even understand that one. I don't even understand that one. Shauna, and Daria says, "What if What if Christina is pregnant?" And it says, "When the revenge tape trial was going on, Portia addressed the race thing. She put it out there like that. They're like real." Yeah, no, that's very true. That's very true. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. And again, I felt like I just pretty much put my foot in my mouth. And well, one, I hope Nikisha can forgive me, and I hope everyone else can forgive me for that. You know, I really do. Marsha's in the chat. What's good, Marsha? How's everything going on in your world? Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Tracy. Mr. Bearfax, I'm surprised Thomas haven't tried to kidnap his own son yet. I can picture him. B&B was so off the wall with the level of stupidity that I loved it just for doing a review on it. It gave me something to do. Marshall said it's raining here in Oklahoma. Oh, raining and cold. Oof. Two deadly combinations. Night Girl's in the chat. Night Girl 54 says, I would like to see what kind of chemistry that Robin and Diane have together. I love Robert when he gets flirty. How have you been, Night Girl? It's been, I don't here's the thing, Night Girl. I think I've seen you in the comment section, but I don't think I've seen you too much in the live stream. So thank you for joining tonight. AJ said it was cold in LA this morning. Okay, AJ, what's because it's funny, AJ, that you say that because I know James always sit there and be like, it's really cold in LA, and he'll sit there and say it's like 54 degrees out there, and I'm just like, um, come to New York, come to New York, and we'll show you what cold actually looks like. So, I guess AJ, what is your parameter of cold? I mean, don't get me wrong, cold is cold works differently for everyone. I'm just Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, AG 54. Yes. That's the same thing that James. That's the thing that James says. James is like, oh, it's so cold out here, it's freezing. I'm was like, what temperatures? It's 54 degrees outside. I was like, really? Buddy, come to New York City. Come to New York City, because I'll show you some cold. Okay, night girl. Well, I'm glad that you're doing a little bit better now. It is good to see you in the chat, night girl. And night girl said, come to Minnesota. Yeah, New York City. I remember I woke up one time and it was. Oh, okay, AJ. Okay, so you know. And granted, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Daisy Flowers in the chat. I'm pretty sure James. He's been in New York before. But I don't know. I guess it's just so funny when people be like, exactly, Jessica. When people sit there and be like, it's cold. It's cold. It's so cold. I'm just like, what temperature it is? It's it's 48 degrees outside. Oh, that is heaven to me. 48 degrees. That sounds like I don't even need. I don't even need a jacket on at that point. Okay, AJ. Okay. Now Monique says that Victor at his age can still keep his soldier at attention without help. Then I say get it in. Whoa, what are we, what are we talking about? Yes, AJ, it is. It is. It is. It is considered warm to me. No, it's good that you're actually in the chat, though, mate, girl. So thank you for joining, and also thank you for being a member. I mean, don't get me wrong, AJ. I mean, Listen, 54 is a definite step up from exactly, Jonathan. That's what I was dealing with. That's exactly what I was dealing with. It was literally waking up in the morning and walking to work and it being like 5 degrees outside, 5 degrees outside to the point where your muscle starts to tense up and everything. Trust me, it's not fun. Like that is literally deadly weather. No living being should be outside at that weather. Hey girls, I've been reading up the chats. Thank you, night girl. Thank you, Marsha. Thank you, Marsha. I appreciate that. Yeah, hit the like button. That really does help. Yeah, it is. It's incredibly cold. AJ said everything over 70 is considered warm to us. Wow, that's interesting. Well, I mean, I get it. It's a different lifestyle, and when you live out there, you're just kind of used to that type of weather. So I get it. Oh, Palms Quinn. I mean, Palms Desert. Okay. Ron says, so Albert, do you think Nikki and Victor should try to have another? Absolutely not, Ron. I don't even have to finish that sentence. Absolutely not. For obvious reasons. Mel says, Texas 74. Oh, nice. That is beautiful weather. I feel like I missed my. The Havlin was in the chat. Was good to Havlin. AJ said it's more like 30 degrees outside. Trust me, AJ, even 30 degrees, I'm not sitting there saying I'm like skipping and, just kind of running around with, shorts on or anything like that. But 30 degrees versus 5 degrees, 30 degrees versus 10 degrees. Lady Flower says Esme almost sent her to prison, and even though she got off, she is still in the system. Like Cam and Josh will always be associated with a yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, hit the like button. It really does help. We have 50 people in the chat. We have 26 likes. So if you are enjoying the stream, hit the like button. Davlin says, does anybody know the spoilers for General Hospital? I don't. Now Johnson says -5 degrees is intense. Yeah, I can imagine. -5 degrees, I feel like that's almost what killed the damn dinosaurs. I feel cold just saying those things outside. Oof. Oh, oh, okay, Daisy Flower. I don't know what to say to that, but okay. Ron says, Albert, if the writers give Sheila a baby, I don't know why they would actually give Sheila a baby. Why would they want to give Sheila, who is, yeah, and yes, and I'm still shocked by that. But yes, I do want to thank everyone for joining tonight. I do. I really do. And thank you, honestly, thank you for making me feel a bit better. Um, being in the chat and just talking and stuff like that for making me feel better. So thank you. Kenya is in the chat. What's good, Kenya? Lauren says 75 degrees is a dream compared to what been happening. It's 40 degrees here in Detroit. Ooh, Lauren. Lauren lives in Detroit. My God. Let's put it this way. Chicago for Monique and um Detroit for Lauren are two extremely tough cities to live in. So you got my respects, both of y'all. Yeah, CW. Yeah, I think you're not the first person that said that. Now, Anna says Fairbanks, Alaska was cold. Hmm. I mean, I can imagine that, and especially you put Alaska in the sentence. But CW. Hopefully they can surprise us. Hopefully they can surprise us. Shauna says she told Adam, "You don't have to check in. I won't need you to the baby." Yeah, exactly, Shauna. But that's my whole thing, though. Like people are being so mad at Nick. Nick is doing this. Nick is doing that. But I'm like, Sally's sitting there treating this dude like dirt and calling Nick for something that she should be calling Adam for. But yeah, people are still sitting there getting people are still sitting there giving Nick all the smoke. Like, what is up with that? All Marsha says Detroit is Midtown City and is Chi-town. Lord B says, are you saying that you want the baby to die or lose custody? Yeah, I mean, I don't sit there and try to stifle people's comments unless it's just super offensive. But Simon says, since both people are single, maybe billions, and Phyllis should get back together and try for a child. Well, I mean, you got um, Jeremy Starks hooking up, look like they about to hook up. Simon says because feeling Sally, she wasn't acting out. Now Lorby says, no, I mean Shauna says because feeding Sally, she wasn't acting out yesterday. Now Daisy Flower says, why would Molly pregnant? We have never seen her. I mean, a lot of this stuff sometimes does happen off screen now. And it's because we didn't sit there and see them that they can spring that up. They can spring that up on us. Daisy Flower. Remember when Robin came back? Robin came back and she was pregnant, and we didn't see her. So it's totally possible. Now Johnson says, I bet Adam will be the one who ends up delivering the baby. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Jonathan. I feel like Nick would do it, and people will still sit there and be upset with Nick. You know. Now Jessica says Molly is cool, but if she is prego, who cares? is that because you don't really see her too often on the show? Oh, I guess I can see that. I think I just answered one question. Valerie says Molly's too busy being a lawyer or ready to be a mom. No, she could do both. Her family's rich. She says she doesn't need any more babies. No. Mel, where are you getting these spoilers from? I'm very curious about that. Hannah says Nicholas delivers summer. Hmm. Yeah, I'm very curious about that, Mel. Where are you getting your spoilers from? Kinda, Jessica. I mean, she is a Cassadine. I'm I'm assuming that they're rich. I mean, her mom is like, she was a lawyer for a while. She has Uncle Sonny, Rick Lanston. Yeah, I feel like they may be rich. Monique says they don't smoke. Not that. Maybe Daisy Flower. I don't. I mean, the thing is, I haven't really been watching the show that much, but I don't understand the huge amount of hatred towards the character. And Monique says they don't smoke. Not that I know. Really don't see them that much. Okay. Maybe you're talking to somebody else. Hmm. Okay, you can turn off. Data Plus is actually it's like 60 at 50. I would be okay. AJ says Christina's pregnant. No, I don't. I mean, no, AJ. I think it's either between Sam or well, I think it's probably Molly or maybe Sam. Ron said on sports chat and Stephanie being in a relationship because he's not over Abby. Yeah, Monique. It seems like the people have spoken to some extent. That's very true, Anna. They are real life partners. I think I follow one of the actors. I think the dude. I follow him on on Instagram. Laura and Angel Blue is in the chat. Angel Blue says, "Does anyone see today's episode of GH Word?" Uh, First of all, Angel Blue, it's good to see you again. Second of all, Angel Blue, are you having problems on Hulu when it comes towards GH? Because I was having problems for a hot minute. Have a good night, Denise. Marsha says, I love Rick Lansing from Guiding Light. Night Girl says, maybe all the Devil Girls will be. Now, Valley just know Angel is not there yet. It's 9 o'clock. What do you mean it's not there? Oh, cause no, cause I got Hulu right. I got Hulu on my phone. Let me see what's going on. I hate when they do that too. Devlin says Albert maybe Jocelyn is pregnant and she doesn't know who the father is. Cameron Dex. Kind of crazy. Okay, they just recommended me some show on Hulu called The Virgin. So okay, the hell? What? That's crazy. Yeah, no, Angela. Yeah, Angela Blue. Yeah, I don't see it on there either. What is going? Yo, who would be falling off at times? Who would be definitely falling off? Thank you, Night Girl. Thank you. I can also see this shirt as being somewhat sexist, and seeing how it was good, Tyrone, and seeing how there's a lot of women in the chat. If you're offended, my bad. Oh yeah, no, Jonathan. Yeah, I finished it last week. You know, it's really funny, Jonathan. It took me a month to sit there and finish 8 episodes, but I did love it. You know, Jonathan, I do have a question for you because you watch the boys. What I don't understand, because they did this in the comics. They don't do it in the show. Why would you sit there and give this man all these powers and not have a way to sit there and stop him if he decides to go ape on everything? If he decides to take over the world, there's nothing that anyone can do to stop him. Why would you sit there and make something like that without any sort of way to control him? You're just gonna assume that he's just gonna just play nice? Really? I mean, in the comics, it made sense. Like their idea was to take another a-hole to kill the first a-hole, and then what? Then they got to sit there and deal with Soldier Boy. It just, I mean, Jonathan, I love the show. It's a gaping hole for me that I just don't understand. And yeah, Valerie, it does. They do. I don't get that at all. No, it's good to see you in the chat, Tyron, and you too, Angel Bloom. I hope I'm actually saying your name right because I feel like I'm not saying your name right. Yeah, it is Angel Bloom. I want to make sure I got that name right. Now Monique says I've been watching the Mandalorian and Gangs of New York, Gangs of London. You know, Monique, I'm gonna try to watch it throughout. I'm gonna try to watch it this weekend. Shauna says it's Black Lightning Stone. No, no. Unfortunately, they shut that show off. Shauna, which is kind of annoying. They did this whole Crisis on Earth to sit there and bring all the shows together, and then they decide to take all the shows off. And Shauna, what really blew me was that there was supposed to be a show called I forgot the guy's name, and he puts like poison, he puts like venom in people. But Khalil, they were supposed to actually have his own spin-off show, and then that didn't happen. So he was my favorite character, and that didn't happen. Um, Shakira says, "Thank you, Jonathan. This is why we get along. This is why we get along. Yes, Painkiller. He was my favorite character on this show. Angela, Angel Blue says, I think Dex wanted an excuse to stick around to hear more about the shipment. And I'm surprised he didn't actually wasn't in on that conversation. And the dude's supposed to be like working for Sunny. Now Krista says, I think Molly's back. Yeah, me too. And Sam will be entertaining. Oh, I forgot, honestly, to tell you the truth, Krista, I forgot she's been on the show for so long that I'm just like, yeah, you're right. No, I don't know if you answered the question, but where are you getting your spoilers from now? If you don't mind telling me, if you don't want to tell me, that's fine. But I'm very curious about that, though. Marsha says Valerie is on Young and Restless. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, Marsha, yeah, Valerie. I love how they just made her character completely pointless on the show, and then they just decided to just put in another actress for her. Like at that point, it was just like, just take her off the show. Now, Lauren says Alexis is not that progressive. Freddie says over. Angela Blue said, I think Sonny's still looking into Dex past, so he might not. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I did remember saying something like that in my review. She might be Laura B. She might be. She might be. Freddie says Ulrich slapped the mess out of Elizabeth. I was like, I get she pissed off, but slapping her, it wasn't. Yeah, Freddie. I'm not gonna lie. It made me feel so uncomfortable watching it. I don't know when that stuff just started to make me feel uncomfortable, but watching somebody put hands on somebody else like that, it kind of bothers me. It vexes me a little bit, you know. And it's weird because I can watch the most bloodiest, goriest stuff, and yet watching Ulbrich slap Liz just bothered me. Maybe Jonathan, maybe. It's crazy when I sit there and think about that because it's like, Jonathan, I did a video about the actress that played Courtney and how she left because of Sunny. Um, and I don't, during that time, Brenda was on the show, and since Sonny was still dealing with his whole diagnosis, like the point is, I don't know who he was rude to, who he was nice to, and I feel like maybe there's more to it as far as why did the actress not come back on the show, you know? Oh, Darby, yes, you're right. I was to tell you, somebody asked me that though. Valerie says, Lisa was grieving. No, I get that. I get that. But, you don't put your hands on somebody because you're grieving, you know? Like, as weird as it sounds, it's not an excuse for you to sit there and put hands on somebody else. I can have a bad day and it doesn't allow me to act a certain way. Um, yeah, AJ, yeah. I did a video on that, but yeah, long story short, the actress that played Courtney, the deciding motivating factor was the fact of Sonny or the actor because of his mood swings, his constant mood swings, her constantly being in a dressing room crying, tearing out her eyes and everything like that. So yeah, I mean they're cool now. She was on the show, but yeah. Now LaShawn, 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 Heather Webber is going to be at Darkham for ever. Hope I'm actually saying your name right, LaShawn. CW said Liz is feeling the brunt of Ulbricht's grief because she can't take it out on Heather and Nicholas. Yeah, and then she sat there and said, "Oh, um, go check on Ulbricht to make sure she's okay." Yep. CW, where did you find that out from? I'm very curious about that because I think I found it out through an article and also um I did not know that. I found out through State of Mind and through an article. I'm very curious where you found that out, CW. I mean that is true. That's very true, Freddie. That's very true. Freddie says, but Ulbricht got to remember. Now Shauna says, okay, Michael was grieving. Did she let him know she delivered Wally in the woods? No, she didn't. She blamed Brad. Very true, Shauna. Very true. Krista said Alan has complete her run as. Oh, okay. I guess that ends that. AJ says, "Ew." I don't know what it is. What is that about? Shauna says, "Do you remember Ulbricht versus was drunk and Brad pushed her overboard?" I do not remember that. Valerie says, "Good, she ran her course." You know, it's funny, Valerie. It's funny that you say that though. Like she ran her course because here's the thing: you look at it on hmm, you look at Sheila on B&B, and people have said that she has ran her course like a hot minute ago. Yeah, she's still there. CW says a right online article they did. And okay, cool, CW. Okay, so yeah, we pretty much kind of saw it from the same point. Now Dame is in chat. Damon said who took Nick up on the ventilator? Was it Austin? Damon said who took Nick up on the ventilator? Was it Austin? No, it was that dude Mason. But you know, here's the thing that's just really so stupid about this whole Nicholas being alive. Austin is a doctor, right? He can pretty much tell when someone is alive or dead. He checked Nicholas's pulse and was like, "Yep, he's dead." What happened? I don't understand that. You have a doc, and this happened with Peter when he thought that Peter was dead, and both Elizabeth checked Peter's Peter's oh, Peter's pulse and said he was dead. And this dude's walking around with suede leather black shoes on like nothing's happened. Oh yeah, no, Darby, I'm done. Yeah, no, I finished that I think yesterday. which is really funny because I couldn't fall asleep yesterday. I could not fall asleep yesterday. I stayed up till like 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it makes sense, Freddie. It makes sense to be one of those three. Exactly, Joy. I'm just like, wait, what? How did that happen? You have Ava, and granted, Ava's not a doctor, but Austin is. Darby says no. He told her that he was dead. Maybe he lied. That could be true. That could be. I have to tell you, Darby. If that's the case and he knows, then I will sit there and then I would be like, all right, fine. Damon says he fell down the stairs. His head were bleeding from his head, stored in the refrigerator, and he was still alive. Yeah, alive and act like there was no injuries whatsoever. The dude just looked fresh to death. Um, Justin says this is old news, but HBO Max does. Oh, they're no longer merging. Really? What? That's old news? Well, it's new news to me. But thank you for letting me know, Jonathan. It's really maybe this might be. Huh. That's interesting, Jonathan. That's interesting. It's like it's. I don't want to sit there and say it's good news, but if it brings back my show legacies, then I'll consider it a win. But I doubt it because of Next Star. Thank you for letting me know, though. Thank you for letting me know, Jonathan. Shauna says Finn and Liz said Peter was dead. Yeah, exactly. And they both work in the medical field. Yet the dude was just walking up and just fine and everything, handy dandy. Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that, Shakira. I really am. Um, Night Girl says Liesel shot Liz as well when Liz busted Britt for stealing Rocco and Carrie. What? Wow, Night Girl. So that makes that whole her trying to get revenge and stuff like that. Seems even more like the whole slapping thing is like, bro, are you kidding me? Especially considering what she did. Simon says maybe Jack, Ashley, and Tracy, whether the late great John Abbott should return from the dead, and Ian's body just like Patch and Stefano things a few years ago. I mean that's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. I'll say. Kenya says gonna be Nate cheating. He just can't seem to help himself. Is Elena still entertaining this? Apparently so. Trigena is in the chat. Was good, Trigena. It's good. It's good to see you in the live stream again. I've been. Well, it sounds creepy, but I've been thinking about you as far as like where you've been at. So, Trigena, we've been missing you. That's what's been happening. That's what's been happening. How have you been? Also, if you're watching General Hospital, do you think that Esme can be redeemed? Let me know. Let me know. Try Gina. Yeah, I know. Trust me, Trajina or Trajina. Trajina. When I usually see people and I don't see them in a while, I do notice. I do notice that certain people have been missing and stuff. Freddie says, "I know Willow and is Nina's daughter, but when TJ told Liesel and Nina that Ulbrich is a confirmed match, Nina was overjoyed, acting like she's going to have a chance to be with her little girl. Your child, of course, Shakira. Shakira. You know I got your back. You know I'm always going to have your back. Oh, okay, all right. Well, Chagina, I got my reviews up, so you can always sit there and watch one of those. Always sit there and watch some of those if you want. Daisy Plus says I want Dex to be Akazar's son. Oh, that Akazar used to run guns. Yeah, no, I think most of us remember, but that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting because then if he, especially, it will give him more of a reason to go after Sunny. So I don't like that. I don't like that, Daisy Plus. I don't like that. AJ says I don't think it was the case. Johnson says Dex Heller Alcazar. Dex Heller Alcazar. Hmm. When you're sitting there, you read that out loud, it just sounds so off. Oh, Trajina. Willow is going to be saved. Um, Old Brick is a mess. Liesel is a match, so she's going to be saved. That girl says everyone can be redeemed sooner or later. Yeah, that's true. Thomas. Yeah, no, AJ, that'd be crazy. Thomas says maybe they should Adam and Victoria hook up after it's revealed that Adam is not Victor's son. Oh, yeah, I don't. Wow, I don't see that happening. Even if they were never together, like even if they were never family, that still wouldn't happen. Crystal is in the chat. Crystal says Nina's happy because as long as Willow is alive, there's a chance for them to reconcile. And that's very true. That's very true. Angel Blue says Dex does not look nothing like any of the Alcazar. My whole thing is I don't know how much they're supposed to sit there and take that into consideration though. I don't know how much they actually take that in consideration as far as, what genes and how this person looks kind of like this person. I don't think they always take that into consideration. I really don't. I mean, you look at Trina, and I'm just like, in a lot of ways, Trina does not look like she comes from Portia or Taggart. Really, so yeah. But you know what, Angel Blue, she just looked like she's still in shock, like the whole Brit thing. Lady Flaw says Lisa used to be obsessed with Phase. Trigena says, yeah, I don't think they think Willow survived. I don't. I didn't think they think Willow survived. How just especially making her. Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna do that either. Daphne and Alcazar is Dex. No, De Havilland, Mino De Havilland. This ain't as a theory. This more as a theory. Night Girl says Carly is going to be Willow's maid of honor. Watch Nina mind explode. I can see her being upset, but Jessica says, I'll prefer if Dex was AJ's son. I mean, AJ's son or Alcazar's son, or even Manny. Well, okay, not Manny Louise, but um, maybe if my thing is if he's connected to somebody on canvas, I feel like it'll be even stronger. You know, AJ says if Dex is related to Alcazar, then he needs to know his brother was a serial killer. Maybe he does already know. If that's the case, AJ, maybe he already does know. I wouldn't imagine that he would not know. And I always have such a hard. You know what it is when I don't see you in a while. I have such a hard time vetting a Veta. How have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. That's very true, Anna. That's very true. Yvette, right? Is it Yvette? The Y is silent. I think it's a vet, right? Let me know if I actually got your name right. Is if it's Yvette? Yes. Okay. Cool. Yvette. Because I remember somebody actually helped me out with that, and I was like, when I didn't see it in a while, I was like, wait. That's why it took me so long. When I was at the arena, I was like, it's and the whole time I was like, I had this person's name right before. Have a good night, CW. Thank you. Thank you for joining. To make sure, you know, yeah, but yeah, we've been here for a while. I'm very bad with names. I'm extremely bad with names. Not even a little bit, just extremely bad with names. Um, so yeah, thank you for just being patient with me. Anna says Nina is going to spin out when she finds. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people snip to saying that too. Which is true. If you've been watching the show, you know Nina, you know how she acts. I can totally see that. Now Yvette says, I think the actress that is playing Sasha's but it's funny, somebody else said that too. Yeah, it's just a lot of other people are saying that too. Georgina says, Georgina says, I just hope it doesn't get to a point where Nina feels Carly took two kids from Georgina, that's exactly what Nina's gonna do. Nina. When you say I hope she won't do that, there's a good chance that she will do that because she's Nina. Yeah, but Krista, that was a long time ago. I think Krista. I think Willow's past that whole thing. I think they're all past that because it's not really like Willow has a lot of other friends or options. AJ said all this Nina hate in the chat. AJ, I wouldn't sit there and say it's hate though. You know, it's not hate. It's just criticism. And that's the thing, AJ, and just everyone in general. There's a fine line between, and maybe I've done this. I've been guilty of doing this too. There's a fine line between hate and criticism. You know, I think that's just what it comes down to. I mean, a lot of times when I do a video, and I've done videos, and people say, "Oh, you're hating. You're just being a hater." It's like, no, I'm criticizing. Like, I mean, to be honest, it's not like people don't. It's not like people don't have reasons for why they don't like Nina. I mean, these are very just boldly and just out in the open reasons why people do not like Nina. You know, Yeah, Jessica. Yvette says I like the actress that played Nina, but her character gets to me sometimes. But the actress is amazing. Yeah, but Yvette, and that's the thing. I'm glad you said that because people can't tell the difference. And for the people that watch Days of Our Lives, they did a thing with the actress that plays Megan, Kristen, and Gwen. And one of the things they was talking about, I think the second or third question, it was like, how have you dealt with, fans hating you for the characters that you play? And it's not a joke. Like even back in the day with Megan before the internet, somebody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit there and look you up when I get out of prison." I'm like, "What?" It's insane. So I'm glad you did bring that up, Yvette. Very true to have one. Angela says Nina has only herself to blame for why Willow don't like her. Nina has been rude to Willow since she and Charlotte. Yeah, very true. Angela Blue. That actually was like my motivating factor why I start. Well, one of the reasons why I actually started doing reviews besides Brock TV was that episode. Now Yvette says it's crazy that Nina expects Willow to just forgive her instantly. Damon says no. Damon says I'm surprised he didn't put Tyler Christopher in place of Adam Huss. I got yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta sit there and read where I gotta find an article when I read Tyler was coming back. Data Plus says people say that Nina don't bully. Well, I don't know who say that. AJ, your team Nina. There's nothing wrong with that. Krista says today was a sad day for now. Winters. Why is that, Krista? Is it because it's anniversary? I mean that argument was just ugly. The thing that really bothered me though is that Abby just stood there the whole time just watching those two go at each other. Like literally, yeah. Yeah, but I have to tell you, I don't blame her. People have lost their minds. She came back to defend Cindy Watts because somebody threatened her. Somebody literally said, "If I see you in the streets, I'm going to slap you." And I'm like, "What?" Krista says, "I'm the one fan that likes Nina. She's been through some mess. 20-year coma, baby storylines. I feel for her." Now, AJ says Carly holds no accountability either. Not the way that Nina does. Nina's the type of person that will sit there and rewrite history. Nina's the type of person. Cat Lady's in the chat. Who's good, Cat Lady? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. People really take things way too far. Oh, okay, Krista. Okay, that people take things way too far, and I don't know if it's because they've been cooped up since the whole event thing, but and Krista. I mean, it's gotten to a point where people have just gotten bolder. Like they don't, they use their actual real names and they start threatening people and stuff like that. But my whole thing is again, um, Nina is delusional in the fact that she likes to rewrite history. Like there's no tomorrow. What's good, Cat Lady? Darby says, I bet who do you dislike more, Sarah, Gwen? Darby, a long time ago I would have said Gwen, but lately it's been Sarah. Sarah has been getting on my nerves like there's no tomorrow. So I'm gonna go with Sarah. Tyron, even if she didn't have a time machine, she would just go back and she would just sit there and rewrite history anyway. Um, AJ said it took Drew 3 seconds to drag Carly and then forgave her. That's so wild. But that's on Drew though. That's not on Carly. AJ said, "How does Nina rewrite history?" Uh, Nell Benson. She called her out with that whole custody trial thing, but then she turned around when she found out that was her daughter talking about, oh, she just, she had a broken childhood and she was just misunderstood. And there's been other times when she's rewritten history before as well. That's just one of the many examples. I mean, I get it. You like Nina, and that's cool and everything like that. So I'm not knocking you for that. Yeah, I can't believe that either, Yvette. I mean, my girl Nina's, I shouldn't even say this in my girl, but Nina stole Ava's child, and then now they're besties like nothing's ever happened. In Nina's mind, she's never, yeah, exactly, Victoria. She never bullied, Willow. Never bullied her. She never bullied her. She didn't sit there and argue with a pregnant woman and made her fall down the stairs. AJ says Carly has done worse. I mean, that's you might be right or wrong, but that's. I mean, I don't. I don't really understand what that has to do with us talking about Nina now. What Nina's doing, or what Nina has done, and why people criticize Nina. Tracy says you do better than you think with names. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. But Tracy, I think you just I don't know when you came to the chat, but I know I shouldn't keep talking about it, but anyway, I just hope that Nikisha can forgive me. That's all. But thank you for saying that, Tracy. Catley, no, yeah, I don't understand about the Anna versus Bacarly. If you call her out, she would not say it was someone else or something else that made her do it. That's very true, Victoria. Catley says Nina and Willow were friends all before Nixon falls. This anger is dumb. Teacher things, so all this anger is dumb. I mean, not not really. I don't know. Not for me personally. I hold on to grudges, so I can only speak for myself. Now Shauna says Nina glamorized it. Yeah, she did. She totally did, Shauna. And Angie said, yes, I understand you criticize Nina, but she's not the only one who has done stuff. No, she's not. AJ, she's not. But again, you know, I get what you're saying that other people have done worse things, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Nina. Just like when I sit there and talk about Josh. When I sit there and say that Josh treat people like a toilet seat, and people want to sit there and be like, well, other people have done worse things. Um, when I sit there and say Josh has done some really bad things, and people are just like, well, other people have done worse things. I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about Josh. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. I just I don't like at the end of the day, Jessica. The thing is, I know I'm not going to be perfect when it comes to these things, and I'm going to make mistakes. But I just it doesn't make me feel good. You know, I want to make everyone feel inclusive and have a good time. So I guess I take things a little bit more personal when I don't. I feel like I'm not doing a good job. Upper Doc is in the chat. What's good, Upper Doc? Thank you for joining. Or thank you for saying that, Jessica. And thank you for joining, Opera Doc. I still got to come up. I still got to come up with a nickname for you. That's very true. That um Victoria says no. What? Okay. Let me just read this straight because I was wondering why Jessica just had that reaction. So let me just. Now, Krista says Nina is a good person. She was mental when she took Avery, but she helped Ava when Nicholas gaslighted her and had her in the loony bin. That's why she and Ava are besties now. Okay. Well, that's why we can always agree to disagree with that. But I'm not gonna knock you, Krista. Krista, have a good night, Freddie. Thank you for joining. Anna said you have apologized and carried the burden won't make it right. I hope you get the resolution you're seeking for. You're seeking, however, if not, it will balance out. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. No, I just, again, I hope she forgives me. Um, and it was just one of those things. It's like I kept trying to not really. So I guess in a way, kind of talk myself out of the situation. In all reality, I should have just been like my bad and just stop talking. But um, I don't know. I just like I said, I like people to have a good time and feel included and stuff like that. So you know. But again, I'm not perfect and I'm going to make mistakes, and hopefully she forgives me for that. and okay, let's see what else is. Data Fall says Nina and Willow will never be friends. Hmm, definitely that's true. I do miss OJ in the hospital. And Daisy Claw, I wouldn't be so sure about that. I wouldn't be so sure about that. There was a time where Sam and Alexis couldn't stand each other. And they could not be any more opposites. Now, granted, it wasn't as bad as Willow and Nina, but never say never. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've read it all. Nina is a good person. That's oh, okay. Oh, Apidoc. No, I think Luke is alive. I do. I think Luke is not. Oh, also, Apidoc. My bad. I didn't get back to you. I just been super busy trying to do these reviews and um get them out and stuff like that. So I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. Deja Claus says Nina is not the only one who does bad things. No, she's not. Yvette says I'm hoping Willow becomes feisty and seeing Nina and Willow go at it more. All right, thank you, Abadoc. But yeah, no, I think he's alive. I can't imagine just killing him off screen. Like that's just bad writing at that point. Luke Spencer, you killed him off screen. Nah, I ain't cool with that. I ain't cool with that at all. Um, Shanna says Nina, good to people who she cares about. Actions speak louder than words. Have a good night, Nate. Thank you for joining. Yeah, no, Lorby. Yeah, I think that she's alive. I think that he's alive. Have a good night, Nate. Thank you for joining. It's always great to see you. Check Summer and Nikki and the rest of those high fat looting upper crust women. Flail looting? Hmm. Now Monique says I read Sally and Adam kiss again. Is that a room? Oh, ask them now. Yeah, John, I'm not. Yeah, I've been behind on that show. Like I literally, what show I want to watch. I do want to watch that show Wolfpack, but I also want to watch Invincible now. So that's what I'm going to sit there and try to watch at some point. If Wolf is Invincible, I still got to see Megan. I got to see Megan before I do anything else. If I watch any other show this weekend, I'm gonna see Mal. Oh, Yvette, you steal my heart. I am so glad you're in the chat. Yvette, I am so glad you're in the chat. Caron says Luke is alive, but Anthony doesn't want to play anymore. He enjoys his retirement. It's a good chance he will do one good stint, though. Hopefully. Hopefully. Have a good night, Kenya. Thank you. Nice, nice, Yvette. Nice. I love it. I love the fact. See, Jonathan? That's amazing. Have a good night, Kenya. Thank you for joining. I should probably get ready to head to bed myself. I do got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, Deja Flaw says, I'm a Josh fan, and the only person she treated bad was Cameron. Hmm. Yeah, Abadoc, like I said, I would love to sit there and keep doing this all night. I usually go for at least about 2 hours, but since I do have to wake up early in the morning, but I'll be back tomorrow, though. I'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Deja Flaw says, I'm a Josh. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with that, Yvette. Have a good night, AJ. Have a good night, Shauna. Have a good night, Krista. Have a good night, Justin. Have a good night, Jess. Have a good night, Night Girl. Have a good night, Monique. Have a good night, Laura B. Have a good night, Opera Doc. I'm gonna come up with a good nickname for you next time. Have a good night, Victoria. Thank you for joining. Joy, have a great, wonderful night. Have a good night, Darby. Thank you for joining. And I'm sorry again for calling you Deborah. Have a good night, Mel. Have a good night, Krista. Crystal, have a good night, Crystal. Have a good night, Mel. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good night, Anna. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Well, stay safe during your business trip. And we definitely have to talk this weekend if you're in the chat because I want to hear some crazy stories. 'Cause since you travel a lot and stuff like that, I want to hear some crazy stories. If we have any, Johnson says, join us next time for another soul chat with Albert Bostic. Thank you, Jonathan. You are a rock star. Thank you. Yeah. Have a good night, Darby. Have a good night, Cat Lady, Mel, everyone. Stay safe, and yeah. I'll see you in the next video or live stream or both. Have a good night, Trojana. Thank you for joining again. It was a blessing to see you as always. So it's good seeing you back in the chat. and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.